Okay, hey everyone. So you saw my last video that I uploaded about the RetroTINK 4K and testing the Nintendo 64 on it. It was kind of long, and yeah, there's a lot of parts in the video where I was just testing stuff for the first time, and it kind of took me a while to figure stuff out. So anyway, I figured I'd break that video up into 3 different parts since I tested 3 different games in that video. And yeah, it'll just be kind of like the highlights of each of the testing, the game testing. So anyway, in this first section, we're going to be testing Mario Kart 64 on the RetroTINK 4K. So yeah, here we go. All right, hey everyone. So in this video, I have the RetroTINK 4K hooked up to my Sony OLED TV. This is an A80J OLED TV. And yeah, if you saw my previous video where I unboxed the RetroTINK 4K, I actually wasn't able to try it on a 4K TV because the 4K TV that I was going to use was actually broken. So yeah, so now I have my OLED though, and we're going to try it here. So let me show you how I have it set up. Okay, so I'm using this HDMI mod in Nintendo 64. Got a blue retro controller adapter here in the front. And then coming out of it, I have a modified monster cable that works on the Nintendo 64. And yeah, so we'll be using SVideo. And then also I have the HDMI mini coming out. And then I have there's a Nintendo Switch high-speed HDMI cable coming out of the RetroTINK 4K here. And that is going into my Denon AV receiver, which, wow. Ooh, it's kind of dusty on the top. I'll have to clean that off. But anyway, yeah, that's how I have it set up. And then the Denon AV receiver is going into the 4K OLED TV over here. This is a 77-inch. Yeah, really nice model. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn on the Nintendo 64, and without changing any settings, without applying any filters, CRT filters, and we're just going to see how it looks. Okay, maybe it's the input that says N64. Oh yeah, okay. Whoa, wow, that's a loud sound. Oh boy. Well, the sound's working. Wow. It's because I was just watching the movie while I was cleaning up this room so I could actually record. Holy cow, and I had the sound up. Well, yeah, the sound sounds great. Boy. Alright, yeah, so I can already tell this is the HDMI out, and yeah, it looks great. Looks really crisp. I can tell it's the HDMI out because, looking at it, I can tell that the aspect ratio is shrunk a little bit, so these must be square pixels. Wow, I feel like I have to, sorry, I need to stop yelling. That was just really loud. But, okay, I'm going to stop yelling because I think I turned it down enough where you can hear me. But yeah, anyway, so I can tell that this is square. These are square pixels, so the screen is a little condensed. There we go. Yeah, see, it says HDMI active. So now let's go down to SVideo and watch. It'll get wider. Yeah, hit it. Okay. All right, cool. So that was interesting. So at the front there, it said it was 480i at first, and then it changed to 240p. But yeah. Also, interestingly enough, the sound is actually a little bit softer when you're using analog inputs. Interesting. But yeah, I like this aspect ratio better too. Probably just because it's what I'm used to when I'm looking at a CRT TV. And now I'm going to check to see if my TV is in game mode, and yes, it is. It's good. Boy, I know people really like LG TVs, but I've had LG OLEDs. And boy, I really like this Sony OLED. The LG OLEDs are nice, but man, this Sony's, I'm glad I got a Sony. I had this model of Sony OLED and then the LG OLED right next to each other. You can go back and see my old video where I did that. And they were pretty similar, but boy, the Sony is king on SDR. Just, yeah, really, really good on SDR. And yeah, and that's real. I hardly ever use HDR on this TV because SDR is so good. It looks so vibrant, much more vibrant than HDR. But yeah, let's just kind of switch back and forth here between HDMI and SVideo. Let's switch over to HDMI. wow, it switches really quickly. I didn't even see it drop at all. Yeah, HDMI sound is definitely louder. But wow, I am impressed with these. Holy cow! Yeah, with this SVideo cable, this thing is amazing. Okay, I'm gonna switch back to SVideo once we get to the. Like, look at this. So here's HDMI, and then here's SVideo. I mean, SVideo looks amazing. I can't believe it. I've never seen SVideo look this clean on an HD TV before, and I don't even have any CRT mask applied or anything. I mean, wow. Wow. I mean, I have done other scaling options. I don't even know what resolution this is. Let's see. Let's switch it to. Let's make sure that we're in 4K. So on this remote here, I'll show you what I'm looking at. You can see that there's these resolutions here. Because before I was only able to do 1080p, so I assume that's what it's on still, if it saves your settings. So I'm going to try to make sure that it's in 4K. It actually might be in 4K because it's not changing. Let me try and change it to 1080p. Okay, yeah, so it was in 4K, I guess. So now this is 1080p. So now I'll say OK. And then yeah, so I can already tell that 1080p isn't as sharp. But now let's switch over to 4K again. And again, this is SVideo. Yeah, 2160p. Wow. This is kind of incredible. Holy cow. This regular SVideo. It's almost like, why go through the process of doing an HDMI mod? I mean, it is cool, it's a fun process, but man, it takes a long time, it's easy to mess up. Yeah, man, this looks so good with just an unmodified SVideo signal coming out of the TV into the RetroTINK 4K, or sorry, out of the 64 into the RetroTINK 4K. Wow, this looks incredible. Oh boy, I'm kind of taken away here. Wow, I haven't even, this isn't optimized profile or anything, this is just a default profile, you know, from the RetroTINK 4K, and yeah, it just looks amazing. This isn't the 64 specific profile or anything, and this is just incredible. Oh boy, wow, this is amazing. Okay, so let's now let's actually try to do something incredible on here. Supposedly, I'm very skeptical. If you see my other videos, I have too many CRTs really, and yeah, my wife tells me I need to get rid of them, or at least get rid of some of them, and I have gotten rid of some of them, but yeah, I pick one up sometimes even with the intention to get rid of it, but I just like it too much and I find a spot for it, you know. And I just can't put anything upstairs because yeah, upstairs is off limits, but yeah, I can put stuff in the laundry room and stuff, so yeah, that's kind of the happy medium anyway. Let's try this CRT emulation though. So let's see here. Oh, SDR optimized. So yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. These Sony TVs do so good with SDR. I don't know. Let's do this first one. Aperture grill, coarse, grayscale, and coma and gamma calibrate. Let's see what this does. Yeah, see, it still says no signal. Oh, wait, hold on. It says that it's looking for on the 15 RGBS. Oh, well, that's not the input we want to be in. We want to be on SVideo. All right. Ah, yes. Ah, okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, well, let's see what this looks like. Oh, wow. Oh. Wow. Oh, look at those scan lines. Wow. Wow. Yeah, you know, the picture is a little dimmer, but I like it. Boy, that looks nice. Wow, and I did pick the SDR profile too. So I wonder if that's modified to compensate for the brightness, because it doesn't really look that dim. It actually, actually it really does just look like a big CRT. I'll have to do another video where I actually set up a CRT by it. Although I don't have one that's this big. I think the biggest CRT I have is I mean, it's definitely heavier than this TV. It's a 250 or 60 pound Mitsubishi presentation monitor, which is just a beast. I guess I could, I don't know. No, I'm not going to be able to get that thing in this room. Oh man, at least not easily. I don't know. I'll figure out another CRT I can wheel in here and we can do a comparison. But yeah, but just looking at this looks pretty cool. Yeah, I must say it looks pretty cool. Yeah, and this is just just SVideo. This CRT mask applied. Boy, on these OLEDs though, yeah, black is black. Yeah, it looks like the TV's completely turned off. Yeah, the CRTs, they have really good black levels too, but where there's still the electron guns are still firing light at the phosphors. Well, sorry, they're not. They're blocking most of the light, but a little bit escapes still, and it like very slightly illuminates the phosphors. Whereas these OLEDs, when it's black, it's black. It's like, yeah, infinite contrast, basically. Wow. Yeah, this profile looks pretty cool though. It's load default. This will load the HDMI input. So let's go to SVideo. Yeah, see, yeah, I mean the SVideo, let me go to a screen where it's actually stationary. This could potentially be like the ultimate Nintendo 64 setup here, because not only am I have the RetroTINK 4K, which can apparently emulate CRTs pretty good, what I've seen, but then I also have the blue retro adapter, so I don't have to sit close to the system, and then I have this Nintendo Switch Online N64 controller, which works flawlessly with the blue retro adapter. Even the rumble and the save pack work on it. Yeah, so I mean, this is just really cool. So anyway, let's just go on to this. Let's go in here and just look at these character faces. So like right now, this is SVideo, and wow, I'd have to see a back and forth because this looks really sharp. Wow, just being scaled up to 4K. Yeah, because I mean 240p, 4K divided by 240. I think is 9, right? If I remember correctly, I think it's 9. Someone check someone check on the calculator. Let me know if it's not 9, but I think it's 9 from what I remember. But anyway, it's an integer scaling though, so everything has the potential to be very sharp, and it's not soft scaling, which usually TVs do, or at least most TVs. But according to what I've heard, RetroTINK 4K does nearest neighbor scaling, and so then if it's a number like 240p up to 2160p, then that is integer. You just times it by 9, and then you get up to 2160p from 240p, and yeah, everything just looks really sharp. Because otherwise, what happens is, like if you're trying to go from 240 up to 1080 and fill up the whole screen, then what could potentially happen is, so instead of like having 1 pixel take up 9 pixels on the screen, like for example to make 240 fill up a 1080p screen, you maybe would have to fill up like 4.5 pixels. And so where that 1 pixel is cut in half, at least from what I understand, that just makes it look not as sharp. And yeah, just looking at it, yeah, this definitely looks very sharp. I would even say sharper than what I've seen on 1080p on this TV. Because yeah, I also have so this is the RetroDem basic mod on this Nintendo 64. I haven't upgraded it to the shiny mod, but I'd also have a N64 digital, which is obviously just unlocked from the install. And yeah, when I installed that and then I tried it, yeah, 1080p looks pretty good, but it's not. I mean, this looks better. Just from going off memory, this looks way better. But anyway, enough rambling. Let's go ahead and let's go back and try the CRT profile again, because I want to look at the difference here. So let's see here. So load from file and CRT emulation. I like how they put that at the top. CRT emulation. Let's go back down to this SDR stuff. Okay, so I'm going to do this aperture grilled course again. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah, I do like the effect. It is a little dark though. And I don't even know if I have, I don't think I have black frame insertion turned on this TV. Oh, I actually did have it on already. So then you can have it on max, 2 or 1, min. Oh yes, I did have it on. Yeah, so that actually is making the screen darker. So yeah, so there's the black frame insertion. I think the max is a little bit too much. But I think 2 is a happy medium. So yeah, I guess I did have that on already. Cool. Well, I'm just kind of curious. Let's try out one of these other profiles here. So, what's this CRT model emulation? Oh, ooh, wow! Look at that. Look, you can. Oh, so these are specific models of CRTs. Oh, wow! I wonder if I have any of these. Let's see here. I don't think I have the GVCs. I do have a Sony. Consumer TV that's similar to the FB310. I actually might know what that one looks like. Okay, well, let's try this one. Let's try this Sony KV3 or FV310. Okay, now it's going to want us to change the input again, I'm sure. Oh, okay. So this is HDR, but yeah, to tell you the truth, it doesn't really look. Yeah, it really doesn't look that much brighter than what I was seeing on the SDR profile. Yeah, again, these Sony OLEDs do so good. They have such bright SDR; it just looks excellent. Yeah, again, much better than the LG. At least the LG, I was comparing it with the LG C1 from a few years ago. So maybe LG has gotten better at SDR, but considering how everything's going towards HDR, I kind of doubt it. But yeah, but anyway, just comparing this though to my Sony, oh, what's that model? It's very similar to the FV310. I did a video on it a few weeks ago too. Yeah, this actually looks very similar to that though. Yeah, and the motion looks really good too. Yeah, it definitely looks very similar. Yeah, because that on that Sony consumer TV I have, it does look very similar to this. Or like the black lines. I feel like that it seems like it still is a little brighter though, but that's the thing with those big TVs, it's really hard to move around and then try another like compare against this TV. It's easy to lug in, small CRTs or even other brands because Sony's are just really heavy. But like I have a 32-inch JVC D series, which is actually not too bad to move around. And I did move around the other 32 Sony Wagged CRT from like 2006 or whatever. Yeah, I moved that around by myself, but man, that was a beast. It's not something I want to move all the time. Wow, this looks great though. Yeah, the response time feels great too. Now I'm curious because before, when I was doing that unboxing and initial testing video, I noticed that this Nintendo logo over here was still kind of didn't look the greatest on that TV. Yeah, it actually looks pretty good on this. Going with this CRT filter. Yeah, so that Nintendo sign actually does look pretty good. Hopefully the CRT effect is coming up good on the camera too, but yeah, I'll just try to tell you the best I can what I'm seeing in real life. But yeah, this it does look really good. I'm pretty impressed with this. And again, this is just SVideo. Slowly SVideo. Well, not lowly, but yeah. And actually, I'm kind of curious. Let's see what happens if we switch over to HDMI. Let's see, where's that thing? It's a good thing I chose 50cc so the computers aren't ruthless. Oh wow! Holy cow! So, interesting. So wow. Okay, hold on. Let me just take it back. let me find the words to explain this to you, since you're probably not seeing exactly what I'm seeing. Oh boy, how do I say this? It just doesn't look as good as SVideo. The HDMI does not look as good as SVideo on this profile. And it might be because I'm piping in I have my the RetroTINK set to 480p. And that doesn't go into 4K evenly. So yeah, I think it's like 4.5 times to 4K. Yeah, the scan lines look way better on the SVideo. Yeah. So now I'm kind of curious if we change the RetroTINK, or not the RetroTINK, the RetroGem to 720p, because we should be able to do that on the basic model. So let's see here. Let's go to video, output resolution, and then let's do 720p. Oh yeah, that does look way better. Okay. You want, wow? Except now the text. Holy cow! The text the text on the wow, the text on the RetroGem is really hard to read now. Yeah, so okay, that's unfortunate. But the scan lines look a lot better when it's set to 720p. Yeah. And actually, no, it's still doing the square pixels. Yeah, so everything's just kind of squished together a little bit. Yeah, let's switch back over to SVideo and see what that looks like. Let's go back to SVideo. Yeah, so now it's very similar, and that makes sense too, because 240 also goes into 720 evenly, I'm pretty sure. Again, check my math on that, but I'm pretty sure it goes into 720 evenly. Yeah. And then 720 goes into 2160 or 4K evenly. And so yeah, I think it's probably just 480p just doesn't work the best with some of these profiles, would be my guess, since it doesn't evenly go into 2160p. But yeah. Oh, boy, I really like the way SVideo looks on this, and then it has the wider aspect ratio too. So yeah, I'm just going to keep it on SVideo. Yeah, and the screen definitely has gotten darker, but yeah, with that black frame insertion on though, yeah, it looks really good. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it definitely looks a little dim, but yeah, but it does have that look though. Yeah. Definitely has that look of the Sony consumer TV. So let's go ahead and try out another profile, I guess. Yeah, because supposedly, from what I've seen from other reviews, people have been saying that there's a way to have SDR, maybe it's this one, SDR optimized mask, because then you can have like, because I don't know, this is HDR supposedly, but it doesn't look that bright. Maybe if I had a higher end OLED TV, like like the A90J, for example, yeah, like the 90 series. Yeah, let's just try this one again. So this is an aperture grill again, but it's not based off of a specific model, and this is SDR now. Oh, and then of course I have to change the input. I wish it would remember the input. Wow. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. This TV does such a good job on SDR. The SDR looks significantly better than the HDR. Yeah, like this looks much brighter. And you still have kind of that scanline effect. It's not as pronounced as the other profile was, where it was like the specific model, I guess. But yeah, just as far as like having an aperture grill, yeah, this looks pretty convincing. I mean, it's hard to say that it's exactly the same, because I don't know, there's still something about the CRT look. It's hard to, it's just like a glow that the CRTs have. Take that, Wario. Another benefit though still with CRTs is that they're just smaller, and they're able, like, I know they are heavy, but like if you get a smaller one, like even up to like a 20-inch CRT, like they're really not that hard to move around. Boy, I better just change the game because I keep on losing because I'm talking too much. So I'm gonna go grab another game real quick. Okay, and that's the first part of this 3-part series. And yeah, stay tuned for the next one where we'll be testing Super Mario 64 on the RetroTINK 4K. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye. Take that, Wario.